that's it. Like the biggest thing is progress. Like we're all very competitive. We're looking to win, but we need to make progress for our bigger goals, right? Winning one game today isn't like the end all be all. So we're not like being crazy celebrating, but we need that progress, and winning is some of that progress. So it's about guys making better plays, less mental lapses, good defensive rotations, all that stuff. And if we can play our cleanest game, then here in a couple weeks, that's what's most important.
You like schedules? We have them here. You like 3 straight walk-off wins? Well, we have them here as well. Do you also enjoy local sports crossovers? Because if you do, then you came to the right place. No matter when you are listening to this, it is a pleasure to know that you are listening to the Minot Sports Podcast. If you came here looking for episode 5 of the 2020 Summer Series, well, you're on the right track, my friend. Welcome. Make yourself at home, and let's have a good time with this. Yes, we do in fact have schedules, 3 straight walk-off wins, and local sports crossovers. You just heard Coach Pat Arnson talking at the beginning of this. By the way, what do you think of the setup? Should I use it more often than I don't? I think it sounds nice. Let me know what you guys think. We'll get to Vista's chatter later. I wanted to specifically start out with schedules. Oh boy, schedules. How in the world are schedules able to control us this much that we just go obnoxiously bonkers over them? Or maybe that's just maybe for people that are just absolutely passionate about it. Or maybe, just maybe, it's because it is a countdown of certain events that we are looking forward to. Like, we can't wait that long to get back into the regular scheme of things. Like, we are thirsting for this now. But of course, life doesn't always work that way, and it's just a simple playing of the waiting game. And you know what? Honestly, that's better than nothing. So, if you have patience, I applaud you. But I also don't blame you if you're just absolutely mind blown, so jazzed that all you want to do every day is just talk about the new schedules for certain Minot State athletics, specifically for the fall semester. Yes, MSU Fall Sports. We have acquired the goodies of a schedule for soccer, football, volleyball, cross country, and soon to be more schedules when they are actually released. But yes, start marking your calendars, because these 4 teams have an official schedule. They are expected, hoping to play this fall. And boy, just how can you not get excited for that? All matchups are going to be all NSIC opponents, minus maybe a few from cross country and soccer. But hey, you can't go wrong with, just a regular conference schedule. Even if they don't have, some unique non-conference matchups in there. Hey, that's still something, guys. Let's take what we can get, given the current outcome of what's going on right now. Let's just take it and roll with it. So for that, MSU Fall Sports, they have schedules. We also have to await for men's hockey to come out, since they kind of also play in the fall. A little more on schedules. We got some great, just music to our ears, basically, from the NDHSAA, or if you want to call it by its full name, the North Dakota High School Activities Association. They voted unanimously to have fall sports go on as planned. On top of that, the full schedule was included for all of Minot High athletics, thanks to Nick Hallberg of the Pro Style Production Network. He made a nice graphic on social media of the Minot High football schedule, going with the usual 2 non-conference games to start off. Rest of the way is all inside the WDA division. And it goes like this. Week 1 season opener at Grand Forks Red River. Week 2 at home versus West Fargo Cheyenne. Week 3 in Mandan. Week 4 versus Dickinson. Week 5 at Bismarck Century. Week 6 homecoming versus the Jamestown Blue Jays. Week 7 second straight home game versus the Demons from Bismarck High. Back to Bismarck to play Legacy in Week 8. And then the final week of the regular season, which is indeed a home game for your Magicians, the Williston Coyotes will be in town. Then, of course, the quarterfinals, semifinals, and Dakota Bowl, playoffs, all that good stuff. If I am able to review carefully of the schedules, I might do some more schedule reveals on here. As for over here, that is yet to be determined. But again, big thanks to Nick Hallberg for announcing the Minot High football schedule. While we are reading out schedules, although it is too much to get all these in one just together, I guess we can go with announcing the first games for each of the MSU Fall Athletic Clubs. For cross country at the South Dakota School of Mines Invite, September 5th. Volleyball at Concordia St. Paul, September 18th. Women's soccer versus Minnesota Crookston, September 5th. MSU football versus Sioux Falls, September 10th. That is a Thursday night, actually. So that'll be a nice game being under the lights. And that they will continue on with their respective schedules. Of course, there are going to be a slight amount of non-conference matchups, but more likely than not, you're going to see NSIC schools either coming here or we're going there. Get hyped for schedules, though. And while we look forward to future plans with the schedules, let us take a moment to look into the present. Still some summer baseball going on at the legendary Corbett Field. You probably overheard me talking about Pat Arntzen earlier. If you don't know who he is in fact the head coach of the Minot Vistas AA Legion baseball team. Vistas just had their final home game against the Williston Keybirds. Let's take care of the scores right away. Vistas won it in 6 innings by mercy rule, 10-0. Then game 2, the Keybirds rebounding 6-3. But with that, the Vistas are done for all their home games for the 2020 baseball season, Legion season, Senior Babe Ruth, I've heard. Still, I'll call it Legion season, but I don't know if that sounds appropriate given again, what's going on currently. And given, how the league canceled early, but they were able to compromise. So just a lot of stuff involved in that deal. But enough of that chatter. Vistas are done with all their home games. It's tourney season. What can the Vistas do in this last bit of the season? I think, kind of piggybacking what Pat said, I think there can be some improvements made. But getting into that mental mindset is going to be really key for this team. Having seen a lot of errors in the past couple of weeks, critically acclimated, focus on the task. I think the bats are going to come. This team has the talent to make it happen. Even though they're a little ways down in the standings, I've heard many times from close media members around me that anything can happen in the state tournament. Just maybe numb it down on the errors, getting that mentality, getting that mental focus, that checkup in there. I mean, you never know with this Legion Baseball League. I think with all the right circumstances, they got a shot at this. If they can limit their errors and really strap down mentally, get that focus up, they got a shot. There's going to be some tough competition out there, but there's enough parity to be known with this. So again, Vistas are done for all their home games. We will see them in the next few weeks or so. Get ready, because it's tourney season. This week in the recruiting roll call, let's start out with just a single recruit that I have in mind here from MSU softball. Trinity Valentine from Central Arizona. It's a Central Arizona College transfer softball, cranking up the pitching. This week in the recruiting roll call, let's waste no time with set 2 of MSU track and field. Distance runner from Ridgeview High School in Bakersfield, California. Please welcome William Gonzalez. Oh gosh. I am so sorry if I get this wrong. Nathan Trujillo Oregon. Is that how I say it, Nathan? From Brighton High School in Brighton, Colorado. He does sprints and hurdles. Casey Grabau. Again, guys, I'm not purposely trying to butcher these names. But he is local from Hazen High School in Hazen, North Dakota. He's a thrower. Welcome, Casey. Jordan Roden. Guess what? You called it. Another local recruit coming to MSU from Kenmare High School in Kenmare, North Dakota. She's a sprinter. Samuel Crines from Concordia Irvine in Reno, Nevada. He is also a thrower. How about this? Another local, this time from Powers Lake High School and Powers Lake, of course, North Dakota. Doing both sprints and jumps is Madison Fraunfelter. Caitlin Cornell from San Marcos High School in San Marcos, California. She is coming to MSU as a distance runner. And lastly, for this second set, we will finish the last bit of it, or however much we get next time. Joining his fellow teammate, Nathan, is Jacob Crespin, also from Brighton High School in Brighton, Colorado, doing sprints and jumps for your Beavers. This week in the recruiting roll call, although this is kind of questionable because You can't really call it recruiting, but it is a form of it. Minot Minotaurs drafting in the 2020 North American Hockey League entry draft. Let's take a look at who they acquired on the big day. Forward Max Bogdanovich is their first round pick, coming from the Cushing Academy at the high school level. With one of their few second round picks, they take Tyler Kostelecki from Maple Grove, Minnesota. Played for the Alberni Valley Bulldogs of the BCHL. Joey Dosan is the third selection for the Toros. Played for the Steinbach Pistons of the MJHL. Some familiarity there with Easton Bennett, having played already, having made a few appearances for the Manitoba Junior Hockey League. Next is Christopher Alexander of the Anaheim Junior Ducks program. And then their last pick, before they ran out of roster space that they had to pass on the rest of the draft, Dylan Schneider, a former Toro. He's coming back to play in the Magic City. So welcome, boys. That caps off another week in the recruiting roll call. Oh yes, and these guys are all forwards, by the way. So Shane Wagner trying to load up the forward position. Seems like he's got a plan going. Something tells me that this team is going to have a few more returning players than last year. And also that Shane may have something up his sleeve. Maybe the tenders were heavy on other positions. That could have gave Shane and the crew some flexibility going into just only adding on just one position. But I think he's got a plan, that he's got something brewing. And this Toros competition at the forward spot just got a little more interesting. So come winter time, if they do commence with the season, we're going to be seeing a lot of the headlines as usual, but maybe with a little more extra spice to it. But definitely looking forward to it. So let's all welcome these future Minot sports athletes to the Magic City. It is going to look interesting to see how this all plays out. Did you hear earlier how I said 3 straight walk-offs? Do you know how hard those are to pull off? Just ask the Saber Dogs. Heck, they make it look easy. Indeed, though, they were able to pull it off. And not only that, but doing it against their division rivals. Oh mama. How critical of them to be doing that now that we are sort of halfway through the season, getting into the second half. This is where the race is getting a lot more intense, even by the second. But for the Saber Dogs, heck, take what you can get. 3 straight walk-off wins is impressive against the Badlands Big Sticks. Did it on the 17th, 5-4, 18th, 4-3, and then Sunday the 19th, 6-5. And then this past weekend, taking 2 of 3 from the Western Nebraska Pioneers. Again, take what you can get. Every win, even starting the season, every win counts. It matters. Once again, this is a league that's only allowing 6 teams playing time. It's a small world out there. You could be competing with anyone at this rate. But for the SaberDogs, they are catching fire at the right time. You'd almost think that at least getting 2 of 3 or 3 of 4 in the upcoming series, in any series for the rest of the season, that'll be huge. But if you ever want advice on how to win 3 straight walk-offs, or win 3 straight on walk-offs, just ask the SaberDogs. We got another coaching change yet again. Boy, this offseason of coaching changes is just... it has been active, very busy. But as for MSU Volleyball, talking about the schedule earlier, they made a change to their coaching staff. And it was just a little addition. It is Ryan Dimmel being added as an assistant coach. Good gosh, I really keep trying at these names, but I'm not even sure if I'm getting them on point. But yes, volleyball at MSU. Hopefully, just a little bit more of experience boost, or maybe just a little extra help for Coach Dana Cordova. Whatever it is, it's going to benefit at least something. Some minor changes may go unnoticed, but they might be able to make a huge difference out of it. So we'll see with this new assistant coach for MSU Volleyball. Looking forward to seeing how it all plays out for them. And that was episode 5 of the 2020 Summer Series. I got fantastic news to report on that we may be back in the studio very shortly here. Although I need to wait due to one circumstance, it should hopefully not be too long of a delay. The quality on here should be much better, and the content should be on the up and up, hopefully coming here soon. But as always, thank you guys for taking some time out of your day to be entertained with some compelling sports information, and for allowing me to use your ears for however long this episode will be after editing. The Minot Sports Podcast is a production of KMSU TV and Radio. Big thanks to our in-house sponsors, Joshua Strong Photography and MSU Red and Green Newspaper. Go check him out. Josh works hard at what he does, and he creates awesome content for your feed. And the MSU Red and Green as well, keeping you up to date with Minot State campus important news and information. I'll talk to you guys later. Take care, and have a good day.